A bill in the Kansas legislature would put limits on workers with the Kansas Department for Children and Families. It changes the definition of neglect, so it must be intentional for a child to be removed from a home, so kids are not taken from homes just because of poverty. KSN's Zena Taher explains the Sedgwick County defense attorney says the bill is not necessary in Kansas and could be harmful to kids' well-being. Zena?
Jeff, as it stands, the bill is something DCF is endorsing. It would clarify parameters around removing kids from a home, following the footsteps of other states. The Sedgwick County DA opposes the language in the bill, saying the change could keep kids stuck in dangerous situations. A push for change spurred by a national conversation.
Thinking about how Kansas might change our definition of neglect, as some other states have done in recent years.
Tanya Keys with the Kansas Department for Children and Families says the bill would make sure kids aren't taken away from families too poor to provide.
The idea is to narrow or be more specific in state statutes to reduce the amount of discretion or bias that might come upon someone to confuse poverty with neglect.
Keys was unable to name any specific instances of poverty being confused for neglect in the state, saying the bill is spurred by changes in other states. Sedgwick County District Attorney Mark Bennett says it's a non-issue.
If you think that's the reason kids are being taken, then there's a fundamental misunderstanding about child needed care cases. Being poor is not a reason to have a child needed care case.
Bennett says DCF offers aid to homes with a lack of financial resources without taking children out. He says the bill could keep kids stuck in situations where a parent is undergoing a mental health crisis or drug abuse or neglect is unintentional.
The Child Needed Care Code is there to step in and allow the state to protect the kid until they can figure out what's going on in the home and find a safe placement for the kid. And our position was and is that that should remain the law.
Keys says the goal of the bill is to make sure kids only enter care when safety is at risk. It's important to keep in mind this bill is still in committee. That means it's likely to be workshopped and undergo changes. Keys says she's open to changes in language. She says, as it stands, the bill's language may be too broad. Here for you, Zena Taher, KSN News 3.